There was a question in the chat I wanted to address from Michael Light saying, are you still convinced that HEX is correlated to Bitcoin? We actually talked about this earlier. And I mean, if Chrispy Man showed the chart, and clearly it does not look at all recently, it does not look at all like it's tracking Bitcoin or Ethereum. But I think there are some times where it does. I mean, does that means it's kind of not
No,
correlated?
we
There's
need
sometimes
an answer, man. It's got to be yes or no.
I think no, but at the same time, I don't think Hex is going to $1.50 when Bitcoin's under 20K. Like I think we need an easing of the interest rates, and we need a halving, and we need a lot of money in the system for Hex to make all-time highs. It's not tracking it on a day-to-day the way that Ethereum tracks Bitcoin. Is that fair? Can we get a soundbite out of that with my Patreon?
Yeah, I think so. Um, yeah. I mean, obviously, like whales will go into some detail about correlation. Some other people have some thoughts about that. Just because prices go in the same direction or action goes in the same direction doesn't necessarily mean they're correlated, or what that percentage of correlation is. In terms of the effect may be that they end up appearing to be correlated, but I think maybe it was DJ Cryptomatic just said this in the chat, but I think it's more along the lines of macros and some other things. I mean, if you put yourself in the situation, let's just say you're an ETH whale, for instance. So way things may look correlated, right? So you're an ETH whale, and you're also into HEX. Well, perhaps, or maybe it's not an ETH whale, but somebody in a large position, perhaps they're making decisions about what assets they need to liquidate during the bear, and so they may choose one token over a coin, or vice versa, and affect the entire system because they need to do whatever they need to do to pull out, right? And the other kind of thing that I think about a lot is, forget about our specific token and what we're worried about, but just in general, right? The macro is connected. Macro is connected.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a macro event, and it may cause me to make a decision on my assets where I need to sell, right?
That's a great point.
And so then you're looking at, well, what asset are you going to sell? And then you get into some sort of, like, maybe it's a ratio, maybe it's I think crypto's going to the moon, so I'm not selling any crypto, and you sell stocks and you see a decorrelation, or maybe it's probably more likely it's more like across the boards type of thing, Again, when when the herd gets moving, it moves in a direction. It doesn't necessarily mean that the fundamentals of something are correlated.
Yeah, and like people talk about correlation like it's a bad thing. It's like if you're correlated to Ethereum, you're correlated to a chart that's up and to the right, and you're going up more when Ethereum goes up. Like, who cares? Like,
Mm.
either way, I'm fine.
Well,
Like, I don't
I
know why
think,
people talk about have like a negative thing on it.
well, yeah, I mean, well, you know why it would be negative, because
11K and pray.
most of us are kind of simplistic in our thinking. I know I tend to be that way until I think hard about something. But so if I think that it's tied directly correlated, to BTC, and BTC is going to go get cut in half, what's going to happen to X? What's going to go down in half, right? And probably further. That would be the argument, right? If it's correlated. On the other hand, it's also can be a very exciting and positive thing, because the hex has its own adoption, it has its own thing going on in its community, and it has its own growth. But if it is correlated somewhat, which it is, obviously has to be correlated to some extent, some percentage. I forget the charts that maybe Wales would put up to show that, but well, ETH, for instance, going up at 10x may catapult us some multiple at 10x.
Yeah.
Because of that connection, right? Because there are going, the financial system's connected again, kind of Hart's law.
Yeah, how could you not say that it's correlated? It's like if you're in in a recession where people don't have a lot of money in their wallets because they're unemployed, high unemployment, let's say, they're going to buy less stocks, and they're also going to buy less hex, or they're going to sell stock. Like, it's money. People need money, and people buy things, and people sell things. And if you're in an environment where people are selling more, there's going to be some correlation, right? I mean, that's what you're
Some
saying.
correlation.
Yeah, I mean,
Some
that's
correlation.
really what you said, and it's really very true. And I think, and that's why I said Richard maybe should abandon 11K and pray. I mean, well, you made a good point that he would be being disingenuous, but a lot of people out there.
I don't know. I don't know that I said that, but maybe.
No, you
Maybe.
said that like he wouldn't be being honest because he really thinks it's going to go to 11K, right? I mean, you appreciated the. But I said that it's not good because people are saying I don't want to buy Hex because Bitcoin's for sure going to
Yeah,
11K.
I think that was our last time we streamed, right?
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
said that, yeah.
yeah.
Because I don't. I'm getting a little weird lately, but maybe I don't remember saying that today. But yeah, I
No,
did
no,
think
you
we said
didn't. You
that
didn't. You
before.
didn't.
Um, but uh, but yeah, yeah. I mean, he also has the potential out at that 15K thing and discussion because we did hear that last summer and people have been highlighting that. Pac-Man just said it again.
Mhm.
Um, but so materially, what does it matter to me? If it happens, it would be an opportunity.